yourself.
Hey, everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me, as always, is the Labradoodle to my pit bull, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me, Mark.
And I will say the Great Dane to us all, Nate Laux.
That's a good one.
Who let the dogs out?
No, that was your cue to go boink, Shaggy.
Okay. No.
Is Scooby?
He's
No,
a
it's
Marmas.
Scooby.
He's a
It's Scoo- yeah.
Marma, whatever.
No, Marmaduke is a Marmaduke.
Is Scooby a Great Dane?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Of course he's a Great Dane. Yes.
What? Don't of course me.
I'm sorry, that's
don't
like
shame
that is-
me
that is
common
well
on
pop
my
culture trivia.
podcast. All right,
And
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, hold on. Let's just go back to the fact that
Wait,
Ben,
no.
Ben called Scooby-Doo a Marmaduke.
He's a Marma. Is Marma?
no, he's a
Great Dane.
No,
He
it's
is
just
a Great
that
Dane.
He's a Snoopy.
Marmaduke is a Great Dane, but that's
what I was doing,
That's not the breed of the dog.
No, but I was saying Scooby is also like Marmaduke. Like, they're both Great Danes.
He's a Snoopy.
That's what I was doing.
He's a Snoopy.
The fourth voice you're hearing is our poodle to the podcast. It's Cameron Jones.
Hey,
Good.
you can't see me, but I'm dancing.
Good. Yeah. Just like a poodle would do.
Yeah, actually, poodles do dance. Guys, it's a movie podcast we talk about movies.
Yeah, we talk
that
about
what we do?
the last
Yeah.
movies we saw. We assign movies to each other. We talk about some recent trailers, have some fun, have some laughs.
Nope, no laughs.
No laughter today.
No laughter today. Sorry, buddy.
Maybe I should leave then.
No, you'll fit in fine.
Great. Trust me. You'll be good.
Brad, I'll ask one question.
Yeah.
Did you bring a sponsor?
You know, of course I did. Of course. And it's the holiday season.
It's not really, though.
It is. We're
It's the holiday season.
ba-dum, 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 ba-dum,
What are you
and
doing?
flippity-dock. And don't forget to put on some socks.
What? At 12 o'clock.
Ben,
Yes, I'm right here.
how do you feel about something salty and sweet?
In the holiday stuff?
Just in general.
Yeah, sure.
You like salty and sweet flavors?
Isn't that why you like Brad and I? Salty and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surly and sweet.
Yeah. Do you like salty and
Yes,
sweet?
yes.
You like dipping salty things in chocolate?
Not really.
How about you, Nate?
Oh, I went to a fondue place the
Oh
other
my
day.
God.
It was
Oh.
That
delicious.
sounds fantastic.
What was it? The melting pot?
Yes.
The melting pot is
Isn't it
fantastic.
so good? Yeah, and I got to dip some things into some delicious chocolate there.
Yeah,
So.
of course. Well, I have some delicious things dipped in chocolate today. They are Lay's sweet and salty dipped clusters.
What?
These are crushed up potato chip pieces that have a little bit of chocolate dipping and
Oh.
holiday sprinkles on them.
They use the factory runoffs of like the chips that broke.
No. So it's even better that they had somebody chew up potato chips.
Yeah, that's what it
No, here,
looks
give
like.
them a try.
And
Give 'em a
Mama
try.
birded them.
Mama birded
Mama
them
birded them into chocolate.
into chocolate, and then give them a little taste.
Wait, do they have peppermint or anything on them?
No.
Oh,
It's
I
just
like peppermint.
it's milk chocolate with crushed up potato chip pieces
Right.
and holiday sprinkles.
I don't want to chew right into the microphone.
Oh, please do. People love that. Yeah, people love
That's
chewing.
my favorite part of the podcast.
Bailey is Peanut Gallery
Not the
today.
movie
She's sitting
style.
over here. She's going to try one as well. Nope.
Nope.
No.
So these are for our listeners. These are like little like chip balls.
Oh.
Yeah.
They don't look like potato chips.
It's like somebody left out chocolate on the counter and spilled potato chip grease into it. That's what it tastes like. Oh, that's bad.
I like chocolate covered potato chips. I didn't think I would when I had them because I was
No.
like, that sounded weird, but I tried them and they're delicious.
No,
and I
it's-
think these are
it's
pretty good.
Greasy chocolate.
Nate, not for you.
I like salty and sweet, but no, this was a swing and a miss. This is not very good.
That's fair. Okay.
Wait, it's fair when he says it, but when I say it, you're like,
I've got a kind of an evolved
Cam?
opinion
Yeah,
on
and
things.
he says it in a way where like it doesn't sound like it's bad.
I wasn't judging Brad for trying.
Yeah,
this.
you just go, nope, I'm gonna take a dump on the snack.
That's what it sounds like they did, and then I ate it.
Cam, what do you think?
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
You just see Cam's look on his head.
because your face doesn't say it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't like it.
No, they're not. I will say I don't think they're as good as like chocolate covered potato chips in
Are
general.
you sponsored by Lay's? Did you not want to say anything bad against the parent company? That's kind of what it felt like. It's fine. It's not my favorite.
It's
not
tear
gonna say
coming down
anything.
his eye. It's fine.
It's fine.
Anyway, it's like
So yeah, so if you're out there looking for some snacks for the holidays, get some
avoid this.
sweet and salty dipped clusters.
Hey, do these snacks? And again, follow Brad's Junk on Instagram, and you could probably see some more of this stuff. But do they have other flavors of this?
no,
or
this is the first time these have ever come out.
Oh,
and it's the
good.
First time they've ever done this. So
And it's the last.
Yes.
It could be.
Hopefully.
There's oftentimes new holiday snacks, new like different season style snacks. They come out for like a little bit, see how they do. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they
It's
don't.
like, oh, hey, do you want to take the burnt edges of the potato chip and then put it in the grease vat and then run some shitty chocolate over it?
Yeah.
Lay's.
Yeah, yum.
Brr. Yum Brands
It's
presents.
literally
Yeah.
like they had the leftover crumbs from other bags, and then they just put it into a bag and then just dipped it in chocolate.
you.
And
And
then they
who-
sold it to make extra money.
And who's to say that's not the best idea?
Me right now.
Yeah, but you drink warm Diet Coke, caffeine free, with warm Jack Daniels.
Because I'm
Hey, that's
educated.
a secret of this podcast you don't let out, okay?
What did you say to me?
So go out there and find some sweet and salty potato chip clusters.
Yeah. In the meantime,
And walk right past them. Find them and walk right past.
and make a point that you're doing it. I'm not buying those.
Yeah, tell
Take
your,
a picture and post it on our Facebook, and then
Tell
walk
your
past
friends.
them.
Cam, what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
I saw RRR.
I heard it was terrible.
First
That
of all,
is wrong.
Brad-
Very wrong.
tell the folks what RRR is.
So RRR is this Indian movie that came out earlier this year, and it's become a global sensation. It's directed by S.S. Rajamouli, and it is it's in the Telugu language. But it is
Did you? What is it?
Telugu, isn't that right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a funny word.
Well, I'll be sure to tell the people of India.
How do you even spell that? I've never even it just came out of your mouth. in a weird-
Telugu.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that either.
Okay.
You're fine. You did it better. Than I would.
Anyway, it's this huge action epic movie about these two characters. They're based on actual like people, but the story itself is not true. They're based on these two real freedom fighters. But this is a fictionalized story involving them becoming friends, but then also being at odds with each other. And it's hard to describe this movie without like just
It's very
mel-
overwhelming.
melting your mind.
That's
like
for sure.
there's a lot going on in this movie, but it's like if you had an Indian filmmaker who embodied the traits of Baz Luhrmann, Michael Bay, and Edgar Wright.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my word!
Yeah,
Not kidding. Not kidding.
The action
So good.
is over the top. There are song and dance sequences. There's like legit romance. There's like this great, incredible friendship.
And you said it was about 3 hours long.
Yes,
right?
yeah,
But it doesn't feel.
and it is never boring.
It's not
never.
about. It's over 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
182 minutes.
It was never
That-
boring.
That's 2 minutes over, and
so good.
and that's the credits.
Hey, when I said over, is 182 minutes over 3 hours?
Yeah, but you made it sound like, oh, it's over 3 hours.
It is over 3 hours.
Anyway,
stop it.
but so this movie, like I everyone's been talking about this movie. I waited to see it. It's been on Netflix for a long time now, but I had heard that the dub on Netflix, which is in Hindi, was not as good as seeing it with the actual Telugu dialogue track. And having gone to see what it looks like on Netflix now, I can see like that it's infinitely better, especially for the best and catchiest musical sequence in the
Yeah.
movie. The song is just better seeing the theatrical version.
So
But
it is on Netflix. Sorry, it is
is on-
dubbed over. In
yeah,
English?
so you can watch it's dubbed in Hindi, or they have a new English dub that's out now. There's also a Brazilian one, I think, and maybe one more.
Can we talk about that? Do you guys like dubbed, or do you prefer to read
no,
subtitles?
I would prefer to read subtitles.
Same.
I would rather
Same.
see the original audio with subtitles.
Yeah, because for some reason, even though it doesn't make any sense because I don't speak the language, watching the dialogue sync up with their lips,
Yep.
Yeah.
that will not
Yeah.
take me out of the movie. Whereas dubbing over is just, it takes me out immediately.
when my surround sound is like a millisecond off,
Sure, yeah.
it just drives me
Yeah.
crazy, even in English. So I can't
and
stand.
for somebody who cannot tell the difference on motion smoothing and not, like Brad gets mad at me because I'm dumb. I can't tell.
No, you're
I
not
can-
dumb.
I can
You're not dumb.
I can't tell
immediately
either. He
though,
did the
with
same
audio.
thing to my television, so
Yeah.
But
commandeered it.
this movie was better than I had anticipated. I kept hearing people talk about how good it was, and I kind of avoided really seeing much about it. I knew like the rough idea of what it was and like the vibe of the movie. But like, man, this was one of the best theatrical experiences I have ever had in my entire life. The crowd was
Easy.
amazing.
It was so
clapping, cheering, booing at the villains. Like, it just made it so much fun. Clapping during the songs, just an incredible experience. And you guys, honestly, even though it's 3 hours long, you guys will love this movie. Like, I know your action sensibilities, Ben, and Nate, I know you love the
Romance.
music,
Musicals.
romance,
I do
all this
love
stuff.
music.
You guys will both fall in love with this
Yes,
movie.
absolutely.
Also, Nate, it's a Christmas movie.
That's not true.
That's
So-
But
You're gonna love
I
it.
saw that they've announced they're remaking it in English with Chris Pratt and Nicolas Cage.
That's not true.
That's
He's
not
just-
true.
Oh, is that going to be
No,
just
it's
as good?
It's Chris Pratt and Chris Pratt. They're doing a double
Yeah, is that going to be just as good?
double
or no?
impact
Just
thing, like
stop.
Jean Claude Van Damme.
Just stop it. You with your mustache making
oh
problems.
man.
All right, so
Hey, it's me, Mario.
Now, Cameron, you went into this being a little bit more in the dark, right?
Yes. So I actually brought it up to Brad that sometime last year I actually saw the trailer to this, like a 30-second clip, one time, and I'm like, this movie looks crazy. It looks ridiculous. And then I didn't see or hear about it ever again. And then Brad brought it on my radar, and I was like, yeah, I'll go see it. Didn't hear anything about it. And then we were talking about it in the car, and I said, yeah, I saw this movie sounds familiar from a trailer I saw sometime last year. And he goes, this might be that movie. I saw the scene in the movie, and I'm like, yeah, this is that movie. I can't believe it. It was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah,
It was great. I was laughing hysterically. It was meaningful. It was touching. It was awesome.
And I would say honestly, because you're probably not going to get a chance to see it in theaters again. Like it already had its like primary theatrical run back in like April or something like that, and it was getting a lot of attention. And I had missed it, and I missed when they did like an encore screening for like a little bit
So
afterwards.
what was this screening then?
This one they just had a special screening at Music Box Theater in Chicago, and
The director was
was there for a Q&A.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was, everyone was so pumped.
I'm so glad he was there too,
SS
because
directed RRR.
yeah.
Okay.
but I'm so glad he was there because he got to see how, I mean, the crowd reacted like crazy.
Yeah.
I actually talked with two of the audience members who have seen it 7 times in theaters.
So it's one of those movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
7 times in theaters.
Brad,
And apparently they've and they're seeing it at like bootleg screenings too, where
Yeah.
they don't even have English subtitles or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just the regular
Brad, did
audio.
you clap at the end?
Oh, I clapped
100%.
Yeah, tons of times.
So you didn't make fun of it?
I
this time
clapped-
because the
I
director
clapped-
was actually there.
I clapped spontaneously like
Yeah.
5 or 6 times during the movie because shit was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Brad doesn't like when I clap at the end of films. He's like, it's not like the director's here.
Do you clap when a plane lands too?
No.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sometimes actually after like a really rough landing, you do clap.
that's the time it's worth it.
you know, you're like,
If,
okay, woo.
if there's real bad
Like,
turbulence
and it
just
took
before the
some
landing,
skill,
or like
and it
it's
took
real
some
shaky,
skill
yeah,
to
then they're
land.
like, okay, good
No, no,
job,
no,
good
wait,
job,
wait,
good
wait.
job.
That was a skill to land this plane.
And they can hear you. They are the pilots just right up there in that little thin door that I've tried
It'd
to
make
get
me
through
feel
like 3 or
good.
4 times.
It'd make me feel good.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, if I since you guys probably aren't going to be able to see it in theater, I would recommend watching it on Netflix.
On my phone.
It's just it is a lot of fun. It's such a cool movie.
All right. Well, Brad, is that the last film that you saw? Before we get into what you were supposed to see.
No, it's not. The last movie I saw was the movie that I was supposed to
Okay.
see.
So what's the movie that you saw?
I watched RRR. No, I watched The Hunted, which is a movie that came out in 2003 that Ben assigned to me because he just keeps wanting to punish me, I guess.
This is a good movie.
No, this was actually a really good movie. It's directed by William Friedkin, of all people, who directed the famous French Connection. Very
Why'd
good.
you say it like that?
The
French
famous
Connection.
French Connection, and it is. This is a great movie. I was surprised by how good it was because it's a breezy hour and a half, and I was like 45 minutes into the movie and didn't even realize it. It moves fast.
It's a fast pace.
It puts you right in the middle of it. It's almost kind of like a spiritual sequel to The Fugitive in a
Little bit.
way.
Give the people a taste of what it is.
So basically, the idea is that Benicio del Toro is this like special forces soldier who did some pretty gnarly shit in Kosovo when there was a skirmish happening there. Was it a full-on war in Kosovo? I don't remember. Nate, I feel like you would know something like that.
I mean, there was a war in Kosovo. Our
We were
Our
limited
part of it
engagement.
was-
our involvement
Yeah.
was certainly
Support.
involved, but
Yeah.
we don't
So-
consider it a war.
So
for
Benicio
us.
del Toro is like this guy who fought over there, did some gnarly shit, and now he's kind of lost his mind, and he's started taking down people who he feels like deserves it, like hunters who are kind of hunting unethically, using like sniper grade rifles and things like that. And Tommy Lee Jones plays the guy who trained him and his entire regime, and so he's this very skilled person who can like track down, animals, people, that kind of thing. And obviously he's deadly because he trained Benicio del Toro's character and a bunch of other people. So the FBI comes to Tommy Lee Jones and asks him to help track down Benicio del Toro because he's been killing people. And the entire movie is this chase of them trying to get Benicio del Toro, and he is skilled and efficient and like always like on the verge of escaping and everything. And I was so caught off guard by how little dialogue there is in this movie. Like the chase sequences go on for a while, and it's just like,
but they're not like boring.
No, not at all. And they're very realistic too.
The way that it's shot is just incredible.
And I just looked at the cover, like the poster.
Yeah.
You know, it's a poster I probably wouldn't want to see the film on. It just seems like a typical action. Chase
it's got
type
serious
of, you know,
Tommy Lee Jones face, serious music Del Toro plays, and there's a forest.
And the Rotten Tomatoes score is 29%, and so I wouldn't want to.
Oh,
see
is it
this.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But again, though, I think what you're saying.
No,
is true.
I
kind of want
think
to see
it's
this
really
now.
good. Yeah, I don't understand why people didn't like it. Maybe too generic. I mean,
I think that it's one of those.
Is it a story ever been told before?
When
it's
Yeah.
Feel like is it? That's what I mean.
No, I mean it's pretty basic.
It's routine. It's paint by numbers, but as far as like the script, but it's really taut, and it's a very, very well told story.
What do some of the negative reviews say, Nate? Can you
I
see
think
there?
it's one of those that came out, got shit on, and then found an audience later. And
So
then people
it says
revisited
many
it.
reviewers noted striking similarities to First Blood, with which this film was unfavorably compared. Rolling Stone called it just a Rambo rehash. While there was some praise for the cinematography and the action scenes, much criticism was directed at the thin plot and characterization and generally implausibility. Rex Reed of the New York Observer called it a ludicrous, plotless, ho-hum tale of lurid confrontation.
Well, Rex Reed's a chauvinist pig.
The UK magazine Total Films said the film was scarcely exciting to watch.
Well, and the UK isn't even a real country, so
I don't acknowledge it.
yeah. But after Brexit,
yeah, I mean, we fought for independence from them because they suck.
yeah,
so.
you're gonna tell me you made the decision on Brexit, and you're gonna tell me that you know how to review movies. You go fuck yourself. UK.
Here's here's one for you though. Roger Ebert, who I did love, said we've seen so many fancy high tech computer assisted fight scenes in recent movies that we assume the fighters can fly. Obviously, this is I think 2004, 2005. Is that right?
2003.
They live in a world of gravity-free speed-up, not so much with Friedkin's characters. So he reviewed the film on his own site and reviewed it as 3.5 out of 4 stars. He actually really liked it.
No, actually, you know what? That's pretty
you know
good.
what?
And I respect Ebert for that. And honestly,
Roger Ebert is a delight.
the action in this movie,
He did.
that was one of the things that was so refreshing about it, I think, is that a movie like this, if it were made today, you would have a lot more clear like stuff that felt like stunt work or that they needed special effects assistance, but everything feels practical. It's like it feels like it's actually happening. It's legit. Nothing feels over the top to the point where you're like, oh, there's no way that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I liked it a lot. Good job, Ben.
Thanks, buddy. Nate, what'd you watch?
So I was assigned Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This was released in 2004, written by Charlie Kaufman, who also wrote Adaptation, being John Malkovich.
Adaptation.
Sorry, Adaptation. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. Being John Malkovich and others. So this is a young Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, who Kate Winslet is kind of playing. There was a character in this era of film that was kind of like a pixie character.
Yeah,
right?
she kind of fits into the manic pixie.
Yeah,
dream
exactly.
girl
Like
kind of.
I felt her character was very familiar in this era of film.
Yeah.
In this era of film, right? So you have Garden State. It's just kind of darkly depressing look at our reality a little
Ghost World.
bit. No.
No, well, kind of.
Yeah, actually.
No, kind of. Yeah.
Maybe.
He's not wrong.
No, I didn't see Ghost World, so
So you made a judgment call, and you just I'm assuming Ben's wrong.
I still think.
Wow.
No, here's the thing: is every time you say Ghost World, I still think it's what's the
Ghost
film?
Ship?
Yes, I did.
With
like
Juliana
not Ghost Ship.
Margulies.
No,
Not
not Ghost Ship.
With one of the best opening scenes ever.
So okay, there's a lot of reasons. Let me say this: I love this film. It was very good. It was duly, highly rated. I could see why. I didn't see this film at the time. It was 2004. I was in the throes of finishing college, stuff like that, and it kind of looked depressing to me, quite frankly. And I was not in a state of mind to watch depressing movies. But one of my favorite classes. I was a philosophy major in college. One of my favorite classes.
What are you doing with that now?
He's a pastor.
Oh yeah,
I'm a pastor and I help feed
Fucking
poor
idiot.
people. No, so
cool joke setup,
Hold
Ben.
on, just real quick.
No.
When you came home,
yeah,
you were like,
no, you know this,
you
don't
go,
you?
Dad.
Yeah.
guess what? I'm going to be a philosophy major.
Yeah.
I mean, just walk me through the 10 seconds of what that was like.
So for those that don't know,
He broke a concrete block with his fist.
my dad's kind of like this bodybuilder construction guy that, didn't go to college,
Built his own
very blue collar,
but super successful.
very successful, but like
Loves socks, but not
when-
Socrates.
And I was the one that was supposed to take over the concrete business that he ran and things like that, and I didn't. and I went to college to become a philosophy major and theology major. And there was a lot of so questions about like, so what do you do with that, son? Is that like
Sounds like
something
my
that,
dad.
like you work in a factory like afterwards,
and then you preach on the weekends.
Exactly. What do you do? So
anyway, I didn't mean to go.
it
on that
was
tangent. I just think
definitely
it's
a conversation that's fine. You can major in that, but you major in something else too. So one of my favorite classes in college was epistemology, and epistemology is the study of of knowledge, essentially. How do you build knowledge? How do you know that you are not your brain's not in some vat somewhere being stimulated by some kind of scientist, and this reality isn't real?
So prove you're not the Matrix.
Wow.
Yeah. How do you prove it? How do you know that this existence is actually existence?
I think therefore I am.
Which is an epistemic statement, right?
Thank you, nice.
And so what I loved about this is it hit around.
Are you sure this is a movie podcast?
it hit at some of these questions about existence and whether or not we want to know certain things, right? So the whole idea is that there's a bad breakup, and anybody that's had a bad breakup, you go through this weird dichotomy of I have these great memories with this person that I truly loved, but was it worth the pain that I had to go through now, right? And would you exchange all of the good stuff that you had to get rid of the pain that you're going through now, right? So what would you prefer?
In that film, and I saw it when it came out, but I don't remember. Is it?
I'd rewatch it. It's really good.
Is it that the deal is he can erase all of the memories?
There's a service. It's set up as this very basic like service, as if you were like going to the dentist or something, where you can have the memory of somebody or something removed from your mind entirely.
But it's got to be all or nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he finds out that Kate Winslet has had him erased from her memory. And so then he decides to do it himself.
Gotcha.
And you watch their relationship unfold in reverse as the memories are erased.
Yeah. Gotcha. So it's giving you little pieces of the puzzle, honestly, throughout the film. And it's showing you a little bit about, so immediately you start getting this kind of picture of, oh, wait a second, they were in love at one point, right? And they have these memories. Well, why aren't they still in love? You start asking, right? What happened? And then you start getting to these pictures about, okay, that's why they're not in love anymore. That's why they don't work, these kind of things. Yet there's something about the film, and Charlie Kaufman does a great job painting this picture of, even though they seem to be volatile, or even though you still want them to be together somehow, right? Yeah. You still want them to love each other, even though they're not good at it. But it asks these broader questions. It is a very philosophical film, so it asks these broader questions of what would you do to take away some of the most painful moments of your life, right? Would you go to the level of saying, I don't want to actually have those, which means you don't actually have those things. I was listening to a podcast with Conan O'Brien and Stephen Colbert, and Colbert, obviously, his father and his two brothers died when he was young. I think in a plane crash, honestly. And he talks, no, it's with Anderson Cooper and Stephen Colbert. And he talks about this, he's like, I've learned to be grateful, even for that painful thing, because without those moments, I am not who I am today. And I'm grateful for the moments I have today. And some of those are a byproduct of that pain. And so it's this broader question again of, what would you do? Is it better to not live without pain, or is it better to have pain and figure out a way through it?
That the old adage of, if every day was a sunny day and you never had a cloud in the sky, you would habituate to that, and then you would not. You would, even if it was 68 degrees instead of 69 degrees, you'd be mad, right?
Yep.
So don't you need an actual storm cloud to happen so that you can appreciate it?
And we tend to learn the most about ourselves and about the world through some of the worst moments of our lives, right? We do. Those are the moments where we learn a lot. Not that we want to relive them, not that we're necessarily even grateful for them, but they do tend to have these really important formation.
They inform
moments.
the rest of your existence.
So again, great film, but at the end, again, spoiler, you kind of, it's almost like the film in a way starts over, right?
Well, that's exactly what it is, because it's kind of a twist. It's not really, but like the movie begins and you think you're seeing this relationship from the beginning, but it's actually the second time that they've met after erasing each other, and that's one of my favorite parts of this movie, aside from just how the production design and how the story is told and everything, but. So interestingly enough, this was one of the movies along with Garden State that came out around the same time.
Yep. And I loved Garden State. Saw that multiple times in the theater.
Both of those movies kind of changed my perspective on films and like the kind of stories that I liked and what I want to see. And these movies started getting me into like lower key indie filmmaking kind of stuff. I started paying attention to like the Sundance Film Festival and all this,
Yeah.
all these kinds of things. And for the longest time, this movie, I viewed it in a very positive way, actually, where to me, the idea was that like, there's these two people, they've already been in a relationship. It went sour. They tried to erase each other, but yet they still found each other. Like they're destined to be together, no matter how bad things get for them. Like they're clearly supposed to be together. And then I had my entire world shaken by Kumail Nanjiani when he talked about this movie on an episode of Pete Holmes' podcast. You Made It Weird, and for him, he saw it as a totally depressing ending. He's like, you have these two people who aren't right for each other, and yet they keep coming back to each other, and they keep reliving the same tragedy over and over again. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah. what I took from it is some people are really great at falling in love and not really great at staying in love.
Yeah.
So the
and that's how
service-
I kind of viewed them as characters.
Service should have been, we'll erase her from your memory and then we'll kill her. So you can't.
But it is. There's
That's a
some,
different movie.
it's this weird. And you
That's like a dark sci-fi action take.
and maybe you guys have dated somebody like this, or you know people like this, and they've got this intense attraction to each other, and they you can see why they are attracted, and they're enamored with each other, but they're not good at being in love with each other.
Sure.
That
And
was
so,
that was one of the reasons that this movie I've come to love this movie even more.
and again, to not over kind of deduce the movie into other things, but it does ask those questions that, relationships and things like that are a lot more complicated than just our attraction to each other,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
They
And
are?
so, not for you and me.
Okay. I was
we're-
gonna say we've talked
our
about this.
attraction to each other keeps us
Thank
going.
you. Finally,
But
somebody.
Affirmation.
love is different than attraction,
Yeah.
right? And so it just kind of there's also separate from the story, even great film for music. Again, one of those things with Garden State as well. I loved the soundtrack. I loved this one. There's some really kind of fun effects as well in the film.
Did a
Like,
lot
they
of
do-
cool practical stuff.
Yeah, and so it's fun for that way as well to watch.
Whatever,
So-
whatever happened to that with that young upstart Jim Carrey, was it?
Well, he it's so funny because he goes from this really bombastic 90s characters to, in this film, much of the film he's literally almost just whispering.
And
Yeah,
so
he's
this was
he's
such
a very
choice-
melancholy,
Yeah,
just
but
kind of
such
guy.
a choice for him, right?
Yeah.
At that time, because this is coming off of what, The Grinch.
So this was
It's
2000. Yeah, that was 2000, and then
What?
maybe Fun with Dick and Jane.
That's
I
like
think
2006.
is that 2005. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
after
after
this.
this.
About 23.
Number 23.
Number 23.
That was after this.
Yeah.
So what did he do? And honestly, was it like?
What else did he do?
Hold on,
I'll look it up for you.
Lemony
Okay.
Snicket was probably.
So you got
2001.
Bruce Almighty in
That's
2003.
Okay.
Okay, so right after Bruce Almighty, he did
The
this.
Majestic in 2001.
Yep.
And then this in 2004. Then Lemony Snicket right
Okay,
after this. Fun with Dick and Jane after that.
So yeah, so he really was still doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the Majestic was.
He did
a
Man
little
on
bit
the
of-
Moon.
I like the Majestic
He,
a lot.
he
No,
did
but
Man on the Moon in 99.
what I'm saying
so
is
he had some,
not-
Oh yeah, a Truman Show was just before
Yeah.
that.
And
as
I'm
well.
not saying he never has done the anti-bombastic role, but
Yeah.
he wasn't known for it. For
No,
sure.
of course.
So that's good. Good for him.
But yeah, So I'm glad you like this movie.
So if
'cause
you're
I-
like me and you skipped it because you didn't, want to see it at the time and you haven't come back to it, I definitely recommend it. It aged fine.
This
There's
is-
nothing wrong with the film. It still looks good.
Mhm.
The characters are still compelling. So
yeah, this is like my one of my all time favorites. Like it is a unflinching,
Very well deserving.
top
Yep.
5 for me. Love it. Love it.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Ben, buddy,
Hi.
lover,
Hey.
what'd you
So-
watch?
Yeah, so let's figure out what happened this week because
Yeah, what film didn't you watch that you were assigned?
you say that, but he didn't watch the movie.
So
Oh my!
Hold on, hold on,
Like
now-
sometimes I
now-
stay up late.
now
just
hold
I,
on.
I,
hold on.
trust me, I know. Now,
Hold on.
yeah, he's gonna
I
go
will-
through his.
you guys
process.
can judge me here all you want.
I won't.
When did you give me the movie?
days and days ago.
When did you give me the movie?
He's not wrong. It was days ago.
It was 2 days ago.
So unfortunately, my employee at the arcade, Katie, had COVID, so I had to cover Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the arcade, and we had parties.
fine.
So they were 12-hour days. It was a little hard,
Oh, I chose to run a business.
so I did not get to watch 500
Okay,
Days of Summer.
what
I'm
about-
sorry.
what
But
about-
I did watch
The
Ghost
movie you're
World-
supposed to watch last week.
Ghost World. And again, I don't know why he had me watch it 2 times in a row. But I'm actually currently wearing the shirt that Thora Birch's character wears in Ghost World.
Mhm.
It's the Raptor, the blue
No,
Raptor
that doesn't
shirt.
make up for what you did.
I watched Ghost Ship.
the bit is over.
What is the
Seriously.
movie's title? I forget.
Seriously.
Ghost Town.
Yep, that's the one I watched.
Okay.
I did.
Did
watch
you really, though?
I,
Tell the
feel like you
people what
didn't.
it's about.
I watched Ghost Town. It was with Ricky Gervais.
Tell everyone what it's about.
Everyone knows.
Ricky Gervais plays an asshole dentist, anti-people person, almost a hermit, doesn't want anything to do with anybody.
Hard for Ricky Gervais to play.
Yeah, just really
Really
against
stepped out of his
type.
comfort zone.
Greg Kinnear plays a philandering gadabout, and he
Wow, what a fun combination. Philandering gadabout. What are you, a 1920s newspaper reporter?
I don't know. I mean, that's like that always struck me. So he basically Greg Kinnear's character is cheating on his wife at the beginning of the movie, and he gets hit by a bus and he dies. And Ricky Gervais's character goes in for a colonoscopy and he dies. But the difference is, Ricky Gervais's character, Dr. Pincus, only dies for 7 minutes on the operating table or whatever on the colonoscopy table, and he comes back out of it. And so he has the ability to see dead people, much like Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense.
Not quite as dramatic.
No, because this is a comedy.
Yeah.
It's more like Ghosts, the TV show that's out
it
now.
really is. So it's funny enough as a premise, and Greg Kinnear basically wants to make sure it's honestly like the movie Ghost, where
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze's character is trying to convince Whoopi Goldberg, and he's saying, "I will sing Henry VIII I Am
Yeah.
unless you help me." Greg Kinnear's doing that same thing where I will make your life a living hell
Yeah.
unless
But
you
it's funny.
do. Yeah, it's funny. Unless you help me here. All Greg Kinnear's character wants is for his now ex-wife, Téa Leoni, who is wonderful in this film, to not marry a douchebag doctor.
Yeah.
But the spoiler alert, the twist is we don't really think that he's a douchebag doctor. He's a normal guy. He's not cheating on her. He's not doing anything bad. Greg Kinnear's just jealous and doesn't want her to be with like anybody else other than him because he's
Because Greg Kinnear's really the douchebag.
He's an asshole. He's
Yeah.
a fucking asshole. The supporting characters in this movie are all of the dead people that can now see Ricky Gervais, and Ricky Gervais's character can see them. That's where the real, honestly, the funniest moments in the movie are with these side characters, and there are so many of them that you would recognize.
Yeah.
Robert Kelly is a stand-up comedian. He plays one of 3 construction workers that were killed in an accident. He barely has like 2 lines in the
Yeah.
movie, but he's in it, and I'm like, that's Robert Kelly. I know who that is. There's a naked gay man who played by a guy who I've seen in 1,000 things.
He's been in a lot of commercials.
God.
And, like just bit parts.
I saw him. I've seen him in everything. Right?
Alan Ruck is in it.
Alan Ruck is amazing. Alan Ruck's amazing. So
Yeah.
he's just fun in it. But anyway, long story short, I don't necessarily love Ricky Gervais. I'm not a big fan of his in the first place. I'm like, I get his shtick. He's trying to tear things down, but he's also a part of it. I don't like
wondered
his
if-
comedy these days. Back then, though, if I would have seen it without
and that's the thing is I wondered how you were going to feel about this because I feel like if you would have seen this when it came out, you would have loved it because now Ricky Gervais has this like kind of vibe about him where he feels kind of slimy, like he's kind of a bit of a sleazeball because
He is.
he's gone too much in the direction of being like irreverent for the sake of irreverency. Like he plays up the idea of being an asshole so much that it's not really funny anymore.
Yeah,
So-
he wasn't really a well-known commodity in America at the time this film came out.
Exactly. And so the Ricky Gervais, he lost me really at the. Everybody thought the Golden Globes thing.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that was so hilarious. But he's part of that club.
Yeah.
He is a rich, famous person, and he's tearing people down horribly, which is fine. But also, it just comes across as like it doesn't make any sense because you're part of that club. You're literally making $1 million to do this, and you're still shitting on people.
For me,
it's so weird to me.
the shtick worked for me, even though that was happening, because the stuff he was saying was funny. After a while, the stuff he was saying just felt like mean for the sake of being
Right.
mean, and it wasn't really funny anymore.
It's also that thing of like, I guess to your point here, Brad, he has that air of like an acerbic comedian tells an offensive joke right off the bat, and like, well, you're in for a bumpy ride tonight. If that was a good test of how you're going to deal with my comedy, and that's what it really feels like. And I fucking hate those comics. I cannot stand them.
I think in this movie, I think he is really great because even though he is supposed to be this kind of like insufferable guy, he does have a certain charm about him.
So the problem I have is that he's such a good actor. He really is a good actor that even me, who was going into it going like, fuck Ricky Gervais, by the end of it, I was like, I teared up a little bit at the end. And he as an actor, he did a great job. He grows. And I will say this again, Téa Leoni. Oh my God. We paused the movie. Bailey and I paused the movie a couple times just to remark on how perfect she is. And she is so underrated.
I never would have guessed that she would have been good in a movie like this until I saw her in this movie.
Incredible. incredible.
Yeah.
Like hits all the notes perfectly with this kind of like slapdash haphazard I lost my keys type persona,
Yeah.
but at the same time a very serious person about mummification at a museum, and she's so believable. I don't
Yeah.
know, just she won the movie for me.
The very end of this movie, the last line to me is one of the is an all-time great line to me. I think it's a brilliant way.
What is just because I don't remember the last line of the film.
So like it seems like that they've had a falling out and like nothing's gonna happen with them, and she shows up at the dentist's office and he comes in and they have like a little bit of exchange, and it seems like she's getting ready to leave, and then she comes back in and she's like I was wondering if you could help me with something. She's like, it hurts when I smile, and he just says he's like I can help you with that. And but like it has layers to it, and
Because
it's such a good line.
for those of you that don't know, he's a dentist in the film.
we said that.
Okay. So yeah, but there's a very, very, there's a lot of emotional weight behind
Yeah.
that sentence. Yeah, honestly, overall, I if you're going to write that script at that time and you're going to cast it perfectly, it's Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
'Cause
this came along around the same time that Invention of Lying did, another Ricky Gervais
Yep.
movie that I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a couple of runners there that
Yeah.
were really good, and I could see why people love him. Watching it through the lens of who he is now really did tarnish the first
Yeah.
half of the movie for me. But honestly, all that meant is it took longer for me to come around.
Yeah.
That's all.
The fact that I think you did come around
I did.
speaks to how good the movie
It
is.
Is this David Kep? Is that the guy that
Yeah.
wrote it? Okay.
He wrote Jurassic Park of all things.
And
Oh,
the
wow.
new Indiana Jones film.
The newest one.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that's coming out. Yep.
So does
I thought you were talking about Crystal
Does Harrison
Skull.
Ford
I was
see
like,
dead
ooh.
dinosaurs?
Ouch. Wow, that's a reach, buddy.
Sorry.
He also wrote Zathura. So,
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
He's got-
better than Jumanji.
some hits and misses.
He's got highs
Some
and
hits
lows,
misses.
peaks and valleys.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's Zathura, by the way.
Yeah, he loves that movie so much he wants to correct your pronunciation.
Yeah. It's
I actually like Zathura.
Yeah, I love Space Jumanji.
Yes, it's the better version of Jumanji.
Space is awesome. So yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I agree.
It was Interstellar.
Hey, who directed Zathura? Do you know?
Robin Williams.
John Favreau.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
She
I
did.
remember that. Yeah.
There you
Who's
go.
actually a very gifted director.
Yeah,
He's
pretty
a good
good.
chef too.
Pretty good. Have you guys seen anything else good?
I haven't watched anything. I'm so
Because
sad.
if you had seen something else, we'd have been mad at you.
I know. I'm. So I started 500 Days of Summer last night for the first. I've seen 10 minutes of it. I tried,
Oh, okay.
and then I started falling asleep, and I was like, I want to give this movie its due.
Nate, you see anything else?
I'm working through the White Lotus, the TV show series.
Ooh,
Still.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, it is great, and so I'm almost done there.
Actually, I'm sorry. I did. I took Oscar on Wednesday before Nate had given me this movie.
Hmm.
I saw Black Adam.
Oh, how was it?
You leave?
It's fine.
Yeah, I
It's
actually
not-
didn't think it was as
It's
bad as
not terrible.
I went in thinking it was going to be far worse,
Yeah.
and I was fine during the theater. Like
Nate and I talked about this when we
Yeah.
saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and his voice kept getting higher in pitch as he was talking about it.
So that.
All right, let me say this about Black Adam. I had very low expectations.
Yeah.
Very thinking
That
it was
actually-
going to be the worst.
That helped.
Yep.
It
And so
helped
I went into
tremendously.
it, and it met and exceeded my expectations. It doesn't make it a good film, but I didn't hate it.
No,
though.
I didn't hate it.
The best
Rock-
part about that film was Prince Brosnan or Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce
Yeah.
Brosnan. No,
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan is great.
Prince.
He is. I will say that the Rock has enough charisma to carry that role. It's definitely poorly written as far as the comedy is concerned, or any sort of like dialogue with in regards to plot. It's just, and my God, will you guys? Let me just say this is an open fucking letter to Hollywood.
They're listening.
Please, for the love of God.
Can I stop? Can I guess?
Okay, yeah.
Stop with the portal in the sky.
Nope.
Ah, dang it.
Cam, what do you think I was going to say?
I don't know.
Nate? What do
I
you
mean,
think?
there's a long list of things that I would say.
It's
but
regarding the kid's character. Please, for the love of God, stop making them this know-it-all, smart
Oh,
alecky
yeah.
skateboarding.
Okay, Luke Starkey.
No, the skateboarding shit. He has this skateboard, and it's part of it's his main attribute is that he's a little skateboarder.
Yeah.
And he's skateboarding in an area that he would fall all it's rocky, and there's sidewalks that don't make sense, and he's just smoothly going through everything. And
he's
it's like
good.
you would fall
He's a good
every 2 seconds if you were
Also,
really
I'm
it's so fucking terrible.
I'm also realizing it's Joe Starkey.
It's Joe Starkey.
Yeah, and give it up for Joe
Yeah.
Starkey.
R.I.P. Joe
yeah,
Starkey.
Exactly.
But yeah, I am channeling Joe Stark right now because fuck that kid and his stupid.
What
like,
if it was a dog that was skateboarding?
there's no rule. It says a dog
And is
can't
that
skateboard.
character is that character in the DC comics? Is it a character that does
Oh
skateboard?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, his name's Skateboardio.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Skateboardio.
He
So,
is. By the way, he
voiced
is a
by Chris
superhero.
Pratt. The kid?
Yeah, the kid is a superhero that will come out later.
Yeah, of course, because they anointed him with a cape and shit.
I mean, it's probably going to
But
change, right? Because
My biggest problem with it, honestly,
Call him
is
Snack Adam.
All right, I'm gonna give you that. So my problem is that not only he in the movie he functions as the I'm gonna teach Black Adam how to have a catchphrase and like they're gonna have a fun back and forth relationship, but that's not what the character of Black Adam really is.
Why doesn't Black Adam just kill that kid?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason he should ever take sides, for the humans. Like he shouldn't give a fuck, and yet he does here. It's honestly out of character for
Yeah, and you don't
everybody.
know
It's
if there's
stupid.
like a slight romance going
Yeah,
on.
I
Like
don't
you don't know
care.
Between Black
I
Adam and the
don't-
kid?
No, between the kid's mom. Like they don't like you said, the writing was terrible.
Terrible.
It wasn't great there. I just it was enough to keep me interested. And which again, I really went into this. My sons wanted to see this. They're big, comic book movie.
You were gonna say Marvel.
and
saw it.
and we liked Shazam quite a bit.
No, Shazam's great.
We just so I went in with the lowest expectations. Thought, well, this wasn't as worse. It wasn't
So
as bad.
the high points of this movie are they thoroughly
Dr. Fate.
these
Yeah, Dr.
days
Fate's
Dr. Fate's great.
these days, even with some of the higher budget stuff,
Mm.
the CGI can be questionable.
Mm.
I will say the CGI here was great.
Mm.
They really
It is
invested
a
well.
well- yep.
They did a great job on that.
Okay.
The action scenes, by and large, were entertaining, and there was enough new-ish things that I'm like, oh, I've never seen that before, or I've never seen that take on that. We've all seen a superhero grab a rocket before,
Mhm.
right? But the way that they do it and kind of the look that he gives the camera before it happened, all that was new enough where I was impressed by that. The detractions, obviously, I've already talked about it. I also, because I'm not a DC guy, I know nothing about the Justice Society is who they are.
I think so. Yeah.
And so it felt like this shoehorned in B
Yeah.
superhero plot line. They really forced in these four characters where I'm like, why do we fucking care?
Well,
about
and
this?
I
But I
actually
liked them.
liked some
I
of
liked-
the
yeah,
characters.
absolutely.
It's-
That's
and
what I'm
it's-
saying.
And it's because Black Adam's not the superhero.
Sure.
So like you need someone to
It-
be
but
It's
they're
like
in
an
it.
anti-hero more so.
But they're in it. It's like a Guardians movie. They're
Yeah.
in it the entire time, and I
Yeah.
was very
Yeah,
like,
but
what?
they don't really tell you if he is an anti-hero.
No,
he
they
really,
don't.
He really comes off as a hero.
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
and he's not a hero, right?
This is not Venom.
he thinks he's a hero. Yeah.
No, he doesn't think he is. That's why the movie sucks, because he's literally
He's
not
acting
supposed to
heroic,
be
but he's not supposed to be
the
at all.
hero. So they're
Oh.
telling you the whole time
because he's going to be the
He's-
villain in the
he's
Shazam
not
movie.
a hero, but he keeps doing heroic shit the whole movie. And
Yeah.
you're like, I thought this was an anti-hero, but
Yeah.
he keeps saving the day over and
Yeah.
over, and not
Does he
in
do
a,
it by accident?
not in a Hancock way,
Huh.
not to spite people.
Yeah.
It's just he just keeps doing
And
it.
like you said, in Venom, at least you have the inner dialogue between
Yes,
the two
yes,
characters
absolutely.
of what is good and what is not.
But
you
watching
know?
The Rock fly away and fucking then try to say a catchphrase like a good guy and then do something, it's just weird.
Yeah, and I actually don't dislike The Rock in a lot
No,
of his films. I thought he was terrible in this, honestly. I didn't think he was real good because he didn't have a good script to work
No.
with. But he was a producer, dude.
So tried.
The
figured out his
problem
best.
I have with The Rock specifically in this movie is because, like you just said, he's very out of character for him. He doesn't like to be villain, so like they make it kind of fit that guise that is a hero the whole time, and then on top of that all, when he had his little fight sequence and he lost, he didn't actually lose because guess what? He ends up winning his fight later on in the.
Well, the
film.
real winner
So-
was the friendship we made along the
Oh.
way.
Stop that shit. So a better anti-hero is his character as Hobbs. So in that universe where
Yeah.
family is everything, and this bad guy DEA agent or whatever comes in and like corrupt, like
But he's not even an anti-hero in that movie. though,
he's an
either.
anti-hero to the Vin Diesel's family and characters.
That just
right?
makes him an antagonist to
Exactly.
our heroes. It doesn't make him an anti-hero in the actual meaning of the word.
Again though, we're splitting hairs here. For what it means for his performance and what it does for the movie, like Vin Diesel needed something to push back against.
Yeah.
Like the four people in this movie
Of
as the
course.
supers needed something to push back against.
Yeah.
The Hobbs character does it so well with so much charisma, and the Black Adam character, it falls so flat.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But again, I'll agree with Cam. I thought the Pierce Brosnan Dr. Fate character was one of my favorites.
He's
great.
awesome.
It's great.
I thought even the way that character unfolded was really well. I thought the dialogue for him was fine. But again,
Also,
I went
Cyclone?
expecting
Was that her name too? Cyclone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was great. I liked her too.
Noah Centineo.
Centineo.
He could be great too. He's like Mark Ruffalo Jr.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there is something there in some of those characters, but the film wasn't supposed to be about them, but they were in the whole film.
Mhm.
So
And honestly, the best part.
yeah,
The best part.
Dr. Fate was great, man. And so it was so weird because I saw Pierce Brosnan show up and I go, oof. So they're really reaching for casting here because he's been the November Man and he was in, I think The Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
I'm sorry. Did you not see Mamma Mia?
Okay. So again, he's not,
The World's End.
so he's not aging like a Michael Douglas in Hollywood he's still like
Still look
A-list.
good.
He looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. He's aging way better than Michael
Right.
Douglas.
Yeah.
he is a
Christ.
heartthrob still.
I will give Pierce
not-
Brosnan a firm kiss on the mouth. I'll let his whiskers scratch my lips.
All of you know what I mean by this. His career is not aging as well as some of the other older actors are.
Oh, so you love the Kaminsky method?
Oh my God. You know what? Move the fuck on from this movie. then. Black Adam. Don't go see it.
Yeah. Move
Name-
on from the movie.
Other than Ant-Man, name 3 other Michael Douglas movies that you think are good
Michael Douglas movies?
in the recent years. In the same years that Pierce Brosnan has apparently fallen out of favor with you.
By the way, Pierce Brosnan was just in a film I just rewatched with my boys the other day, the Eurovision Song Contest film with Will Ferrell,
Aha!
and he was great in that.
Another great one. So name 3
And
other Michael Douglas
and
movies
He looked
from the
handsome
past.
in that film.
3 other Michael Douglas movies from the past decade, other than Ant-Man, that you think are that this is why he has a better career than Pierce Brosnan right
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
now. What I just say.
You said other than Ant-Man.
You know what I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry, but if we're being pedantic
Go
about
ahead.
shit,
Go ahead.
I don't have to.
Go ahead.
No,
You just named 4 other Pierce Brosnan performances that you're
Two.
that you're whatever about.
2. I
Fine.
said The Foreigner and November
Okay,
Man.
the name 2.
I can't. I don't even know what he's been in.
Right.
Exactly. So he's chosen not to work on shitty movies.
But you can't think of anything good that Michael Douglas has done.
Yeah, because he's had a stellar career, and I don't need to name anything.
And also, did you see him in Mamma Mia? He sings like a prince.
what else has he been in?
No, he doesn't sing very well.
I will say Michael Douglas did really well in the Kaminsky Method, the show on Netflix. Did you see
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry. He was in Las Vegas. Boom.
The Kaminsky Method is a show I'm not convinced that anybody actually watches, but people pretend they do. And
Oh,
and it gets,
I watched
and
it
it
all.
gets
I
nominated
loved
for
it.
Emmys.
I loved it.
Because old people are like, I like old people and stuff.
No, it was actually pretty good. I liked it.
He was, you know what? He was in Behind the Candelabra.
Okay, he's very good in Behind the Candelabra.
Okay.
But what's that, 2013?
Yeah, you said the
It
last
is
10
a
years,
while.
Brad.
Is it really 2013?
Yeah, and then you said in the last 10 years, which,
Okay,
by the way,
so that's one.
meets that
You
criteria.
got one
Yeah, and then he was
in
in
Las Vegas.
Avengers Endgame. So
Oh, boy.
Oh.
And actually, he's not in Avengers Endgame.
he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's right. The flashback. But you know what? That's young Michael Douglas, so it doesn't count.
Okay, so then Wall Street.
The Wall Street?
Yeah, because young Michael Douglas. Gotcha, motherfucker. Hey guys, what trailers are we talking about?
Hold on. Well, first before we go, I watched Hustle recently,
But
finally.
I asked you before we did this if you'd watched any other movies other than the one you were assigned. And you said no.
No, I didn't say that. I said you asked if the last movie I watched was the one I signed, or if I watched something else as the last movie. I also watched Hustle recently for the first time, and it is exactly the kind of sports movie that I love. Adam
it great?
Sandler is great in it. Everyone's great in it. It's just it's so much fun. It reminded me of Blue Chips, and I love that movie. It's there's so many basketball players in it that I don't know, but I assume that they were basketball players.
I mean, in the opening scene, that's Boban
I know who that is.
because from John Wick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
No, I agree.
He's awesome.
It's Adam Sandler. He is such a confusing actor,
Yeah.
right? Because he
Oh,
does
yeah.
these stupid films with his buddies, which again I appreciate because if you guys ever get into famous films and you don't include me, I'm going to be pissed.
But I hope other movies we would make would be better than.
So
Well,
okay,
you can make stupid ones
If
too.
you
Those
listen,
are fun.
we're not going to rehash this conversation.
No,
We've
but
already had.
here's the
But
thing: is what he does in this film is just grade A acting.
Mhm.
It's just really good, and I hope people didn't skip it because the last couple films on Netflix of his weren't maybe always great, but
Yeah.
this is really wonderful. I agree.
It's fantastic. It is, and I also think Ben Foster is a very underrated.
Ben Foster's incredible in everything.
Yeah, he's just a great actor. He plays
Really?
such a good douchebag in this.
Because
Oh,
he
no.
was in a film that you watched that I think you didn't love.
No, I didn't like the film. I love him.
Okay.
I'm allowed to love the act. The actors in Licorice Pizza were amazing, and I fucking hate that movie.
Oh, that's the wrong take. But
Yeah, well, it's
It's the wrong take.
well, no. If you're just gonna have an acting, back and forth between two people with absolutely zero plot with no stakes, sure, it's very good acting. But that movie's dog shit.
not all movies have to have a heist, Ben. Or
No, they just have to have something.
a car chase.
They've got to have something to give a shit about. That's all.
I'm just saying, the film I love that I gave to you to watch that you didn't love, Leave No Trace.
Yeah,
he was fantastic
But
in
he
that.
was incredible in it.
Yes, yeah, and the movie's really good, and Ben doesn't get it.
I just can't believe he got killed by bees in it.
No, you watched The Wicker Man, didn't you?
I did actually.
But yeah, Hustle's great. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Seek it out.
Agreed.
I hope that
Agreed.
they make an awards push for him because but if you didn't get it for Uncut Gems, I'm not sure he's going to get it for Hustle. But it would be great if he did.
It would still be worthy. Like you said, I think Uncut
Yeah.
Gems is a better film, but this is still worthy.
I have a regret that happened because of this movie too. I had the would have been given the opportunity to interview Adam Sandler and the basketball player who is the co-lead in this movie because I was in California for Star Wars Celebration back in April before the movie came out, but I couldn't do it timing because I needed to be back. I forgot what I had to be back for. But it's a good thing that I didn't because I got COVID at Star Wars Celebration. And if I had stayed in LA to do the interview, I would have gotten COVID and then not have been able to interview Adam Sandler. And I would have been stuck in LA with COVID.
You should wear masks.
I did. And so did a bunch of people. And it was terrible. It was a super spreader convention.
Hey guys, what trailers were we supposed to watch?
Oh, I didn't watch them. I'm kidding. I did, Brad. I did. I totally did. The look
The look
on his
that
face.
he
Oh my
gave.
god.
This is off the podcast drama here.
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
almost got it.
Every week,
This
there's-
is fucking-
every week there's something. Every week we think that you're not gonna fuck it up, and then you're like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot my shoes."
I forgot my shoes.
He's not wearing
An
shoes.
integral part of the podcast. Guys, I fucked up. I forgot my shoes.
And then it'd be like a 30 or 45 minute like
to
break
find his
for us.
shoes. Yeah.
To
I
find,
can't do it without my shoes.
to find his shoes. You guys act like I'm in like a special needs class or something. Like, we got to find Ben's shoes. I'm not
Everything
special.
would stop. We'd have to like text your parents. Have you
You know-
seen Ben's shoes?
God damn it. That's
He
not
won't
even-
go on.
Do you know where his shoes are?
He's hiding
Flipping out again.
He's hiding from us because we
Seal's
can't find
like,
his shoes.
is he doing it again? I'm like, yes, Seal, he's doing it again.
Are they the Velcro ones or the slip-ons?
Oh,
Crocs.
I hate all of you right now. All of you.
So the trailers we watched, let's start with Avatar: The Way of Water, the exciting blockbuster event of the season. Everyone's getting amped up to go back to Pandora, jump in the water, and just get some sweet Na'vi action.
Why does this
Nope.
exist?
No, there is a contingent of people out there who are very excited
You're
for
absolutely
Avatar.
right,
Here's my perspective, and I think we talked about this before because did we talk about the teaser trailer for this?
I feel like we
You
did,
did.
but I could not find any.
Yeah,
so we
you did.
Yeah.
So there's I will never bet against James Cameron. Especially if it comes to sequels, usually he knows how to up the ante and take it in an interesting direction. But the first Avatar was just so whatever for me, like gorgeous special effects, looks beautiful, but such a generic story, and I don't have any investment in any of the characters or anything like that. This, he's making it, he's talked about how like this will, we did a lot of world building with the first movie. We kept it simple, because of that this, they're really going to like dig into the characters and stuff like that. But at this point, I just don't know if I care about the characters enough to be excited about that. And again, visuals look great. I've seen 6 or 7 scenes from this movie because they played them for us at D23. The 3D is stunning. The cinematography is amazing. The visual effects look better than they ever have before. The underwater stuff makes you feel like you are swimming like with the Na'vi in this cool world. I just don't have any investment in the story or the characters. Where are you guys at? Are you guys? Do you have boners for Avatar?
Yeah. What do you got, Cam?
I didn't. So the first movie looked great, but I only saw it the one time.
Yeah.
When it came
Me
out,
too.
and I haven't seen it since.
Me too.
I have no desire to see it again. I'm probably going to see it one time before seeing this because, of course, I'm going to see this in theaters.
I do want to rewatch it before.
I know, and that's the thing. Like,
but it's such a forgettable movie other than the visuals itself.
Yeah, other than
everything
the
else.
blue cat people.
Yeah,
so for this specific iteration of James Cameron's career,
Mhm.
we obviously haven't seen him in a long time because this has been everything he's been doing.
Yeah.
You've got this movie that came out and was the worldwide phenomenon, but when I say worldwide phenomenon, it did pretty good business in America. It did ridiculous business overseas.
Mhm.
Bonkers.
So this is a guaranteed $1 billion movie. Put it in writing right now. This movie will make $1 billion easily, but it won't be from America.
Yeah.
It is crazy overseas business.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that being said, everybody's like, why did they give James Cameron
7 movies or
Because
Because
it's gonna
people
make
like
7
money.
because studios love money and overseas people love this franchise.
Yeah.
So it'll make money. The whole shtick of like it was world building the first time, I call
Yeah.
utter bullshit. Bullshit. The fact that we're gonna need to go revisit it, all of us in this room are saying, well, I'm gonna see it again because fuck, now that's more
Yeah.
money for Avatar, and then because people that are cinephiles or at least movie fans in the first place we're gonna do that. Even if you have a passing fancy at the new
Yeah.
one, you're gonna want to
I
go
can't ignore this movie.
right. You can't. So
especially
that
in the theaters.
means you can't ignore the first one. So now there's a bunch of so
Yeah.
this movie is just set up where he can't fail, in my
So,
opinion, and I hate it
to your
because
point-
I don't care about this.
To your point, Ben. So it is a film that grossed over close to $3 billion worldwide. And like you said, only like 800 million of that was
Exactly.
domestically.
Exactly.
Do you
But
guys?
800 million is huge.
Oh no,
domestically.
but that's only like 4th or 5th for
Right.
America's domestic successes. The Marvel movies have most of those, or some of those, have surpassed that. Do you see that having similar type of success at this second one?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, you mean in America? In America?
Well, worldwide,
I
you think?
Yes.
No, yeah, I do think so.
Yes.
I do think it's going to be a big hit. I think it'll be interesting to see if it is as good as the original Avatar as far as box office is concerned. But it'll make a shit ton of money.
if it's
Yeah.
better,
It doesn't have to be, or does it need to beat the first one?
if
I
it
don't-
beats the first one, I think it's going to make it just as much, if not more money. But if we hear about that it's any worse, I don't think it's going to make nearly as much. I still think
well,
it'll make.
that's literally true. If it makes more money,
You're right, but still,
but no, I don't think it needs to because sequels anyway typically make less money. The Marvel movies are an anomaly where some of the sequels have made more money than their predecessor because you have people latching on to the idea of the cinematic universe and stuff like that.
that's what I mean.
But I don't know if the audience is there to turn out to make this equally as successful as
This
the
movie
original.
will make $1.7 billion. That is my prediction.
But not
Wow.
3.
Nowhere near.
I mean,
three.
if it's that low, it's pretty good, but that's a disappointment probably.
It is, but I really feel like because it's been too long. Now the third one coming out after it actually might do 2 to 2.5 billion again. But I feel like
Maybe.
you need to have
But I
that in the
think- I
zeitgeist.
think
You
have
got to
it-
get the story back into people's
Absolutely.
minds.
You have to.
Well, and they did that by re-releasing Avatar
Sure.
a month ago, and
Sure.
I think that you got to figure now. It's been 13 years since the
know.
original Avatar came out. You have people who have grown up and had kids in that time. Now they're showing their kids Avatar, and you have kids who are like, "Oh, wait a minute, there's a sequel coming out."
Also-
I literally saw some like people on Twitter talking about how kids having just recently seen the first Avatar, they're like, "What? There's a sequel coming out?"
and Disney and the product placement of Animal World or Animal Kingdom, they have a
Pandora.
whole Pandora
Yeah.
world, which when I went with Bailey, in like 6 years ago, I think
Yeah.
5 years ago, it was fine, but we never saw it at night. We were only there during the day. Now they've had, Flight of the Passage is huge. And so all these kids for the last 5 years have been riding the Pandora ride. And I mean, they're churning out all this. So it will do good business. I just think that it's not going to do.
Well, they also
3
have
billion.
the Pandora bracelets. Those are a big thing, right?
I also think the film industry has evolved significantly, partially because of Marvel. Since this first one, right? So the first one you could go to and say, I can forgive a lot of plot stuff or, not narratively strong because it is such a wonder of a film.
Sure.
And obviously it's going to still be a highly made film, but effects and things like this have certainly caught up, right? And so I think a lot of people are going to even Marvel movies and they're expecting a good plot. They're expecting a good story. They're expecting good acting.
James Cameron
Like,
has been.
So he needs to have that, I think, as well in this, because I think people aren't going to be as forgiving
It's
just
true.
because it's special effects strong.
James Cameron has been obsessed with water for his whole career. The Abyss is something he tried to do with aliens in the water back in the day, and I love that movie, by the way.
Oh, the Abyss is cool.
It's cool.
And that was one of the earliest instances of computer generated.
Absolutely. And honestly, they did a good job with
And
what they had.
He's personally obsessed with water too. He's like a submariner.
Dude,
Yeah, like they-
think
like
about
they-
it, the Titanic. And,
well, no, but like in real life,
no, I mean he did
they-
a deep
well, no,
deep
but
sea
beyond, no,
submersibles.
but even beyond that, like they've gone into the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There's all,
and
all
he
these
personally
documentaries.
funds these things.
Yeah, he.
Why do you
he's
think I
hop-
said he's obsessed with water? I
let
mean
Brad
this.
and I talk.
Yeah, yeah, we're the
Jesus
one-
Christ! I'm the one that brought this up, and you took it, my point from me, and then
Somebody
made my
find
own.
Ben's
You
shoes.
threw my own point. Bailey, why are you laughing so goddamn hard at this? Everyone's gonna hear you in the background laughing at me.
We're laughing with you.
What the fuck happened to my podcast?
Hey, buddy. I got 2 quiz questions for you for Avatar. All right. So the first one: which actor turned down a role after finding out he'd be playing a human in Avatar 2 or Avatar, whatever it is, The Way of Water, being more interested in playing a Na'vi? Which actor? And this actor was so interested in this, and the director, James Cameron, was so interested in having him. He was really disappointed when he turned him down. Said, listen, I still want to work with you. I will give you a role then in my other film, Alita Battle Angel, which is the actor.
Christoph Waltz.
Nope.
Edward Norton.
That was going to be my guess.
You're correct. Edward Norton. Edward Norton really wanted to be an Avatar, but he did not want to play a human.
Cam, you fucking
And-
liar.
I swear.
You were just,
That's the only other
you were
person I
just-
know.
You were just
And
like,
so-
you know what? I'll say what Brad
And so
said.
James
Literally
Cameron said,
the
listen,
only other
I'll give
person
you
I
a
know
role
in
in
that
another
movie.
film that I'm doing
Yeah.
because I really want to work with you.
So
And
Edward Norton wanted to be a Na'vi instead
Yeah,
of a
he wanted to be
human?
a Na'vi. But he
Who do they want him to play?
I don't know.
Jake.
He
Here-
becomes a Navi.
Here is another question for you. Another little quiz for our listeners and our host here. James Cameron's first sequel.
I don't remember you doing a movie
No.
song here.
No, this isn't an official
This
quiz.
Yeah, he's just.
This is some facts for you.
Yeah,
These are just fun facts.
We're just allowed.
facts.
We're just allowed to
Fun
do
facts.
games without a song.
This is just fun facts.
Yeah, it's
Just
early
fun
game.
facts.
Avatar,
Hey,
the way
hey.
of water, Avatar,
Fun
quiz time.
I didn't even get any
All right,
points.
that's pretty good. James Cameron's first sequel since what film?
Terminator 2.
This is his first sequel
Yep.
since.
Yep. When?
Oh,
When's the last essential sequel? Or essentially, when's the last sequel he's done?
Yeah, it's Terminator 2.
I have no idea.
I would have went with them. Terminator 2. Yep. 1991 is
Wow.
the last sequel he's
Yeah.
done. So he obviously isn't a sequel kind of guy.
Except for he did Aliens.
I know, but it's been a while. It's been a while.
And he did Piranha. Was his first movie was a sequel, wasn't it?
No, that he did the first one, didn't he? No, he did the second one.
Yeah, he did Piranha 2.
Piranha
didn't
2, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're talking 30 years since he's done a sequel, so that's quite a bit of time.
That's true, but it's also been 13 years since he
Yeah,
did
well, I was
Avatar.
gonna say, yeah.
So,
Yep. That's all I got for you.
So yeah, Avatar: The Way of the Water.
It looks fine.
You know, it does look fine. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I put on our Facebook page and Twitter if people are
Nate,
excited
have you
about
watched
seeing it.
Avatar yet?
No, I haven't. And you guys have done nothing to get me to want to see it either.
Maybe we should have like an Avatar viewing party.
I can do that.
Yeah, we can get like a nice jug of milk, have some cookies. Well, let's talk about the new trailer for John Wick Chapter 4.
Yes, please.
The 4th book in the John Wick book series.
The 4th book in the John Wick book series.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man, John Wick is back.
This guy.
He doesn't go away, does he?
No, and things just keep getting worse.
And they've got films, more films
better?
coming out. They've got
They have spin-offs.
derivative films.
Yeah.
Yeah, spin-off coming out.
They have a spin-off coming out called The Ballerina with Ana de Armas.
Yeah.
I know. So do you guys think at the end of this journey, eventually John Wick's gonna die? Not obviously, he's not dying in this film because there's another one coming out.
Yeah, with
No,
5.
but, I mean,
Like, do you think eventually they're gonna catch up with him? Everyone is trying to get him, right?
even if he dies, John Wick will still have people to fight in heaven or hell,
Yeah.
whichever way he's going.
And that movie is called Constantine.
And I will be there for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, so we know that this movie's coming out. They also have John Wick Chapter 5 is already on the way as well. I don't know when this ends, and I don't know how it
I'm
ends.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it not
Yeah,
ending.
yeah, I
right
agree,
now.
and it
Yeah.
looks great.
No, every
the
time
formula
they,
is still there.
they have a
It's
new
fine.
trailer for
I
the
don't
third
care.
one, and I'm like, more of the same, cool. And I see this, more of the
And they
same.
keep expanding
Cool.
the world.
Yeah.
Did you guys check out? Did you see did you catch the nunchucks?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
nunchucks were in the first trailer.
But no, in this trailer, just that subtle little moment, it was just so cool.
Mhm.
I'm just so on board with everything they're doing.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, these movies look cool. The choreography, the fighting, the weaponry, all of that is just, it's just so good.
It's so specifically John Wick now too.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. It is a world they've created. And kudos to the directors and the writers for this film because, again, Keanu Reeves is a fine actor. There's nothing wrong with Keanu Reeves as an actor, but he also can be like they've really played this up to his strengths, right?
Dude, he's
Stoic.
purposefully
Very.
stoic and stilted.
Yep.
Is who the character is, and oh,
Yeah.
by the way, that's who Keanu
And it
Reeves
used to
is.
be something that people would make fun of,
Exactly.
and they actually brought it out as a strength for
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
And it is. It really is. It's not like a they've talked about maybe essentially having a parallel film with what was it called, Nobody or
Oh, nobody was so good.
Like, Bob Odenkirk,
yeah, Bob
yeah,
Odenkirk,
Bob Odenkirk.
you know, maybe
tangentially
those
related
worlds
as
coming
like
together.
a cousin.
I mean, if
That would be great.
I got to see Keanu Reeves fighting either against or alongside Bob Odenkirk as
Wouldn't that
Nobody,
be-
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then Santa Claus shows up from Violent Night.
Don't give me an erection. You
People,
can't get rid
I was
of.
just about to say, people, you don't see this chubby that's right here.
I mean,
I
seriously,
won't be able to get rid of this erection.
these type of movies, though, like if John Wick has done anything other than being this incredible franchise, it has spawned some of the coolest ideas, and people in studios are now greenlighting shit that
Yeah.
never would have happened before. Nobody would not exist without John Wick.
Yeah.
Violent Night would not exist without John Wick, or if it would, it wouldn't be David Harbour and it wouldn't be A-list.
Yeah.
It would be like a more of a B movie. They're giving the green light to these amazing projects, much like hard R comedies have gone away.
Mhm.
Hard R action films are now coming back.
Yeah.
Right. So now I want to see the next hard R comedy, Judd Apatow style, come back and be a hit. So we get more of that.
Yeah.
Because that's gone away, and that's something I want back as well.
Please.
They also talked about maybe bringing in Atomic Blonde as a potential, secondary
I
character.
That was
guess
fine.
I've got to watch that one again because Brad said it's really good, and
I like Atomic Blonde.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was fine too.
but it was too heavy on
Shut
the
up,
SB.
Cameron.
yeah, I thought it was fine.
He's your guest. Be nice.
He's my cousin.
I thought that.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought that was too heavy on the
See, he knows
espionage.
his place. Too heavy on the espionage.
Like too much of a backstory.
oh, you don't want any story in your action movies?
Not really.
Not really.
Peacock, though, Peacock is also making a TV series.
Yeah, the Continental.
starring Mel Gibson.
He's in it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Mel Gibson. He's not starring in it. But he's in it.
Wait, in the John Wick universe, they're making a TV show called The Continental on.
It's about
on
the hotel,
NBC.
right? It's about
No, well, not NBC. Peacock.
Yeah, but it's going to be PG-13. Like it can't be R if it's on Peacock.
That's not true.
No, it could be hard.
Yeah,
no, they can.
Peacock
Peacock can do whatever they want.
to. They're streaming service. It's not a network television channel.
It feels like just
No, I think
everything
they-
on NBC then goes on Peacock.
I personally don't think it's going to be that great. It was previously set up at Stars, and Stars, whatever, like I don't care about any of the shows that Stars.
Yeah,
make,
they
so-
said it's no longer a fit for them. I
Yeah.
don't know what that
And
means.
so, yeah,
So it's worse.
So Stars, no thanks. So it's like
Did
it's like,
Hallmark
no.
pass? Jesus Christ.
Spike
Spike TV presents
Continental.
Says it, the Continental.
Come on,
Hey.
bro, stay for a while.
Hey, don't hate on movies or shows going to secondary networks because you guys told me that you love the Weird Al film, and that is on Roku. Right?
That's
Yeah,
a
but-
that's
yeah,
a
but-
that's
yeah, but
the,
it
the
didn't- it
exception
didn't-
that proves the
It didn't
rule.
hop to Roku from HBO Max though.
Yeah.
and Roku spent their entire bankroll to get that.
Come to the Continental. Stay for more than the breakfast.
We broke a silence in the podcast for that.
Whoa, we can break a silence. Yeah, it's a joke, good joke.
Was it?
I'm gonna go find my shoes.
All right. So Avatar: Way of the Water comes out in December,
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
and John Wick Chapter 4 comes out in March.
Sure.
Yeah, it releases March 24th.
There you
March
go.
on down to the theater and watch John Wick.
There you go.
It's on Bailey's birthday.
All right. Well, we'll end by doing a quick round of Last Man Stanton. Since Cameron's my guest, I guess I'll do the song, and I won't complain about it because
That's not you. That
not
is
me.
not you.
That's not my
Those
style.
are the choices you choose to make. as a
yeah. I
human
don't sit here
being.
and whine about the stuff that I have to do because of tradition and love
Tradition.
and love.
No, that's not the song. You've got to
No,
take
no,
an
we know.
actual song.
We're just having fun.
You should try it.
Yeah, we've got a camaraderie.
Hey, Brad, sing a song.
I'm gonna sing a song. Are you ready? Are you ready for this one?
Mhm.
I'm gonna sing a song for you. Oh, my little pretty friends, when you're gonna play some games with Brad? Hey, I wanna ask you questions. Ask you about some movies. My name is Brad.
You fucking idiot.
I'm not really asking you questions, so we're just playing games. Let's see. Cameron pick an actor.
We need an actor or actress with a large body of work. Somebody who's been around for a while.
Yeah, maybe pick somebody you think you'll be good at too.
Yeah.
Or
who's
just choose somebody,
one of your favorite,
anybody, and I won't be good at it.
One
So
of your favorite actors or actresses.
Oh man,
why don't you do Michael
Favorite?
Douglas? Because we talked about Michael Douglas.
No, we're not
earlier.
doing Michael Douglas.
I mean, my favorite actor right now is Adam Driver.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Do Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Only films or shows too?
Films only.
Films only.
Hey, Jesus. All right. So
Because I
Cam,
don't
Cam, all you got to do is name any,
Would the TV shows have helped you?
any
girls. That's all I got.
any movie that Adam Driver has been in. All right. We got to have full title. We got to get it exact.
That's where. That's. I mean, in many ways, I'm
Cam,
screwed up on this.
You'll go
game, but-
first. Nate, you'll go second. I'll go third. Brad will go fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yes.
Which one do I want to use?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm actually literally thinking of the next Star Wars film, and I don't even know what it's called.
So then pick something else. This is the second.
I can't think of any films. I hate this game. I hate it so much. You
It
guys always
scares me
choose this
too,
play.
But we're going to
Because-
edit it so it sounds like you're really smart.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not gonna think. Give me one.
Wait,
Can't-
did you just ask me to give
Yeah.
you one? Like, you talked right in the microphone, right?
I'm
You're like,
literally
"Hey,
thinking
give
of
me one.
films
Hey,
like
give
I
me
can
one.
see
Give
the
me
films
one.
in my face and or in my
In
head,
my basement?
and I cannot think of the film name.
Nate just said, I can see the films in my basement.
Nate, say a title where Adam Driver's in it.
I'm thinking of the one where
No.
the zombies.
No.
All that's going to do is help Cam.
Yeah, we don't
I'm
help people.
trying to help Cam.
I have 4 loaded up. So.
Oh, good for
see,
you.
Nice. I got one.
He's almost got a full clip.
What?
It's true. 2 less than a clip.
I'm not sure if that's a clip actually. A clip's got like 12 bullets in it, doesn't it?
There's 12 in a clip and one in the chamber is 13 in a normal handgun.
Oh, cool action buddy over here.
What's the one he did?
It's a lie. I don't
No, I
even know.
can't-
That's just in
Say,
my
what's the
Beretta
one?
handgun. No,
Netflix,
I've got a Beretta.
couple-
I have a handgun.
Stop. Don't do that.
One handgun.
Nate, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Go on. Skip.
All right.
He said skip.
Try to just say a Star Wars.
What did you say, by the way?
I said, I said Star Wars: Force Awakens.
I'll go with Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I love this. Shut up.
Star Wars, the one after that. Star Wars.
Not
You
first.
sweet baby angel.
I love you so
Not
much.
the
Nate.
first.
I can't think. You guys do this to me. I hate this game so
I
much.
love you so much.
Star
I
Wars,
hate
not
it.
the
You know
first.
second. I know, but like
Nope.
I bet you if it was Bible verses, you'd be.
Oh, I'm great. I'm gold.
Which Bible verse was
Adam Driver.
Trevor who's in
Funny fact.
Book of
funny
Job?
fact. His dad was a pastor in Mishawaka, Indiana.
It's true.
Stepdad actually, but he considers him his dad.
knows a lot about
knows
Adam
a lot of Adam
Driver.
Driver's family.
Just
Can't name
not
any of
one
his
I'm
movie.
telling you,
movies.
I got lots of facts about Adam Driver. I could tell you. I can't think of a movie right now.
Okay, I'll go with I'm going to say Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and I'll go with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
That's what it's
A
called.
Marriage Story.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
The dead don't die.
That's the one I was thinking of.
The Last Duel.
I wasn't thinking of that one.
I love that movie.
Yes, you're right.
I know. Thanks.
Yeah, you're right. It would be What If.
Good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Logan Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of my favorites. I love that film.
While We're Young.
This Is Where I Leave You.
Ooh, I've got a couple more that I've seen now.
Yeah,
Have
we
you
can all
looked on
look
your
them
computer?
up, Nate.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking, why didn't I think of that one? I've seen like 20 of these.
I'm blanking now, so I'm gonna give myself like 10 more seconds.
No, take a couple minutes. You're
No,
fine.
it's fine. No, I'll pass. Yep.
I'm going to tell you these when you guys are
After,
done. No, I'm going
after.
to tell you these, and you're going to go.
No,
what the
after.
freak?
After.
The Report.
That's a good one.
Lincoln.
Great one.
Never saw that.
Are you kidding me?
I've never.
You never saw
Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Nope.
Lincoln was fantastic.
I haven't
I
seen a
loved
lot
it.
of Spielberg.
It's long, but it's good.
I haven't
Oh
seen
no, I know,
Rin
and
Tin Tin.
you know I don't like long
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
Loved that film though.
I haven't seen Rin Tin Tin. I haven't seen Lincoln. I haven't seen.
The Adventures of Rin Tin Tin is it's fine. It's,
Lincoln is definitely worth seeing over Rin Tin Tin.
yeah.
I gotta see the post.
House of Gucci.
That's the one I was thinking of when I saw it. Yeah.
That was the one I was saving.
Can't save movies when you're dealing with the Panther.
What?
Yeah,
Brad, you just give your nickname
stupidly
the
good at
Panther?
that.
Honestly,
No,
should have
people-
used that
people call me the
first.
Panther.
No one calls you the Panther.
I've been called the Panther at least 3 times on this podcast.
That is a bold-faced lie.
Okay, prove it.
I don't have. I was here.
But you don't remember.
I remember everything.
You don't remember Adam Driver movies.
That wasn't part of the podcast.
It is now. What you got, Cameron Rooney?
There's one I'm thinking of, but by the life of me, I can't remember the name of it.
Talk about what it's about.
So I
you
can
give it to
steal it from you.
Well, no, because if he gets, I mean, there's no stealing. I've won at this point if he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, are you ready to tap out
wearing
on
it?
that?
Yeah, I'm tapping.
It's
I'm
fine.
tapping.
You beat me. So you're fine.
tap. What are you thinking of?
Yeah, which one? What are you thinking of?
The zombie one.
He said.
Oh,
that-
he already
Oh,
said
did he
that.
say it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a couple more, Brad. What do you got?
No, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys.
Oh,
no,
shit.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. I should have used House of Gucci first and then
let
used
me
Lincoln.
give you some that you didn't remember that you probably have seen. Did any of you guys see Annette that came out?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
Okay,
Is the woman's name Annette?
I haven't seen it, but
or
I
is
knew.
it a net?
No,
That's,
Annette.
Annette.
Like it's the name Annette.
Okay.
like Annette Bening.
Gotcha.
Black Klansman.
Oh,
That was the one that I saw. I'm like,
shit.
wow, it's like literally, I love this film.
Yeah.
That was great.
The Meyerowitz's stories.
The
Yeah.
title that Ben can never remember.
Wait, hold on. The Meyerowitz's stories, new and collected.
No, it's just the Meyerowitz's story.
No,
No,
it has
it's a full
it has
title.
a parenthetical. for
Oh,
the full
does it?
title.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I think it's. I
The
always say
Meyerowitz's stories.
new and collected.
New and selected.
Shit, he never
Is
gets
that with
it.
Ben Stiller?
He never
Yes,
ever.
I was the one with Ben Stiller.
Fuck.
Another one that I've seen that
Selected.
I absolutely love because I read the book and loved it. Silence.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
There's a film he did in 2016, Patterson.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Oh,
that one.
there
I
you go.
haven't seen it. I heard it's great.
2016 again, Midnight Special.
I saw that.
Oh, wow. I
I've seen that
forgot
one
he was
too.
in
I actually
Midnight
forgot
Special.
it. I always think Michael Shannon and only Michael Shannon
Yeah.
about that. It's
Did anybody
that's a great film, by
say?
the way.
I think maybe somebody did. This is where I leave you.
Yep, Cam said that one.
It's one of my favorite films.
While
Love
we're
that movie.
young.
Yeah, I
Did
said
somebody
that.
say that one. Okay, Hungry Hearts.
I don't know what that
I don't
is.
know what that
I'm pretty
is.
sure that's before like he was
Directed
The F
Hallmark.
word.
that. So that used to be called what the title of What If was.
Gotcha. Tracks.
Don't know what that is.
Inside Llewellyn Davis.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that.
He plays Llewellyn Davis.
Yeah,
Bluebird.
He doesn't.
Bluebird. I
Um,
remember Bluebird.
Francis Ha.
Oh, he is in Francis Ha. Great fucking.
Oh,
movie.
I know, right? It's not waving, but drowning.
Hmm.
J. Edgar.
Something.
Who is he in J. Edgar?
Walter
plays
Lyle.
J. Edgar.
Davis?
Walter Lyle. And then Gaby.
What?
the gay
Gaby.
baby.
Isn't he?
Gaby the gay baby.
Gaby.
What's the movie he's in
That
with
would be
Oscar Isaac?
Amazing.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh, okay. Did you
That would
see
be
already?
amazing
Yeah.
if that was like Adam Sandler and going overboard. And like he started his career as Gaby, the gay baby. And it's like from 1999.
If Adam Sandler came out with a movie called Gaby the Gay Baby, would you watch it?
I would see it. It'd be better than Pixels.
Look at the people he's been directed by: Clint Eastwood,
Everybody.
Nolan Baumbach, Steven Spielberg,
this
Joel
actually-
Nathan Cohen.
He's
that
a
actually
good actor.
that went around on
Very good.
film Twitter one time, and some people
J.J. Abrams.
got bent out of shape about it for whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah, like the caliber of filmmakers he's worked with is crazy.
Especially because he's not been around for
yeah.
that long.
I just went through like between what we named and what I just named there. That's all the films he's done, and all of them are good. I mean,
Yeah.
other than a couple I haven't like heard of, but
yeah,
Usually, an actor has like 10 of them before they even got famous, right?
Yeah.
No, this dude is just and for our other podcast, a fantastic SNL host too.
Yes.
Well, we are way long on this one, so we got to cut it short now.
Guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. Give us 5 stars on the old Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, Load 'em Up Audio, and
Ear Funk.
Yeah,
And
sounds,
Cameron's basement.
sounds for your face.
Cam, thank you so much for being here,
Thank you
buddy.
for having me, guys.
We really
I appreciate
appreciate
The
it.
best, buddy.
Nate, Brad, you guys were here as well.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?